Welcome to Nintendo Academy. I am Mike Perez, and right now I'm going to go ahead and replay live on a discussion video that I had earlier about E3 and the possibility of the Nintendo Switch Pro being announced. What you'll see here in this replay of this live will be the possibility of Nintendo Switch Pro announcing, and then we'll go over a history of the E3 for Nintendo since 1995 until 2017. So yeah, enjoy this Nintendo E3 history along with the discussion. Will the Nintendo Switch Pro be announced in E3? Go ahead and leave your comment down below. What do you think? Will it be announced just like a whole bunch of other consoles that were announced at E3? This is a big stage. It's coming up. We are back in section when it comes to E3 because last year was canceled and this year will be big. Are you looking forward to E3? I know I am. Are you looking forward to the Nintendo Switch Pro? I know I am. I'm gonna go ahead and play this live replay so that you guys can see the entire E3 history for Nintendo with all the announcements, and then you guys can come with to the conclusion if the Nintendo Switch Pro could be announced at E3. The history of Nintendo at E3. This is very interesting because we take a look back at Nintendo from all the way back at 1995 E3. This tells you how long this event has been going on. And I have it right here. Let me go ahead and pull it up on the screen so you got to show you guys. So right here we have Nintendo. It says Nintendo at E3, every big announcement and history of press conferences. So this is a good website to take a look back at what Nintendo has announced in E3 and should give us a little hint of what they could do in this upcoming E3. We know that this is going to be a big E3. Why? Because last year it was canceled because of the world conditions, the pandemic, and all that stuff. And Nintendo didn't go to E3. None of the major companies went because there was no event being held. But this year, it's like a comeback for every major game company. And they want to present big. E3 is going to be completely online, nobody live, but and I'm pretty sure it's going to be pre-recorded. We're going to have pre-recorded sessions, but it's expected to be a big one for Nintendo. We see that when we've heard a brand new Donkey Kong game and Splatoon 3 will probably be announced. Let's take a look at the website here and look at every major release from Nintendo on E3, and this will give you an idea whether it could be possible that Nintendo could release a Nintendo Switch Pro at E3. Okay, so let's start all the way in 1995. Okay, now we are here at Nintendo at E3 1995, and ladies and gentlemen, look what was announced at 1995. The Virtual Boy was announced there. The games that were announced were Killer Instinct, Earthbound, Project Reality. And this was, look, we see a picture here from Nintendo E3. Nintendo 1996 announced the Nintendo 64. So here we have the first proof of Nintendo announcing a game console at E3. Which, guess what, puts our hopes up that Nintendo could announce a Nintendo revision, whatever they call it, Nintendo Switch Pro. I've heard the Switch Pro. I've heard the Switch Plus. I'm leaning more towards the Switch Plus because it has a bigger screen, higher resolutions. And Super Mario 64, which was a launch game with with Nintendo 64. We got Pilot Wing 64 at E3 from 1996. So Nintendo released at E3 from 1997. We got Zelda Ocarina of Time. We're taking a trip back in time here for Nintendo. So we got Ocarina of Time. That was for the Nintendo 64 at Nintendo E3 1997. We got Banjo-Kazooie, GoldenEye 007. Let's go to 1998. We got Pokemon Red, Blue. We got Game Boy Camera. And we got Conquer 64. Okay, at this point, we still have Nintendo 64 games. 1999 E3, Nintendo announced Project Dolphin. Okay, Project Dolphin. I think Project Dolphin at the time was the GameCube, if I'm not mistaken. If I am, let me know down below in the comments. Then they announced Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. We got Perfect Dark, and they announced Donkey Kong 64. Okay, now at Nintendo E3 2000, they announced Zelda Majora's Mask, Paper Mario, and Pokemon Gold and Silver. Let's go back. Let's go to 2001 E3 for Nintendo. They announced the GameCube at E3. So we already have two consoles that were announced at E3, the Nintendo 64 and the GameCube. Okay, so wait, we got Nintendo 64 and GameCube, two back-to-back consoles that were announced at E3, which is Nintendo 64 at 1996, and then we have Nintendo GameCube at E3 2001. We have two back-to-back consoles announced at E3, which is it's really cool because that tells us, yeah, okay, so consoles have been announced before. Nintendo has used the stage to introduce new consoles, of course, new games, but there is a possibility that Nintendo could announce the Nintendo Switch Pro. Now we see here that they announced Project. Let's see what is here. Project Dolphin. It could be the Nintendo GameCube, their code name for that. And then they announced it in 2001. They released it in 2001. They announced it. So maybe they announced a project something for the Nintendo Switch Pro, and then later on give us Nintendo Direct with the announcement. E3 is a big stage. I mean, there's a lot of other companies there. PlayStation, we have Xbox, and I'm pretty sure we're probably going to have Stadia now added to E3. Hopefully they're there. But it's a huge stage. So every single company wants to outstage the other when it comes to their presentation. And that's why I think E3 is a big enough stage for Nintendo to actually announce the Nintendo Switch Pro. It is a possibility. I'm not telling you that they're going to, but I hope so, and I'm pretty sure you hope so too. And let's take a look here. 2001, they did announce the GameCube, along with the GameCube Super Smash Bros. Melee, Star Wars Rogue Squadron. And then let's go over to 2002 at E3. Zelda The Wind Waker was announced. We got Super Mario Sunshine, and then we got Metroid Prime at Nintendo E3 2002. Let's go over to 2003. We got Pac-Man versus... I guess. Mario Kart Double Dash and Pikmin 2. So we got Pikmin 2. And let's go over to 2004. We have Nintendo DS. Okay, so we have the first... wait, did they announce any other handheld game before? I don't think so. So here, Nintendo DS 2004, the Nintendo DS was announced, which is a console. It's a handheld console. So yes, we have another console here being announced at the E3 2004, along with Zelda Twilight Princess and Zelda Minish Cap. I want this game to be also remade, Minish Cap, because it's also an awesome game. I love that game. Let's go over to 2005. We got the Revolution, and we got the Game Boy Micro, which is another handheld console by Nintendo, announced at 2005 E3. Let's go to 2006. The Wii was announced at E3 in 2006, which is awesome. That just increases my hopes that the Nintendo Switch Pro could be announced at E3 this year, 2021, guys. I think there's a big possibility. So we got Wii Sports also. We got Super Mario Galaxy. And we got Super Smash Bros. Brawl at 2006 E3 for Nintendo. Next year, 2007, we got Wii Fit. We got Mario Kart Wii. Just two games in that E3. The next E3, we got Wii Music, Wii Sports Resort, and Mega Man 9. Let's go over to 2009 at E3. Nintendo announced Super Mario Galaxy 2, Metroid Other M, Scribblenauts, I think it's called, and The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. Okay, this was an epic E3. We got Nintendo at E3 2010. They announced a Nintendo 3DS, which is another handheld console. Kid Icarus Uprising. We got Zelda Ocarina of Time 3D, which was for the 3DS. And then we have Donkey Kong Country Returns. So I'm leaning towards this game being announced at E3 a lot. Donkey Kong Country, a new version of it. It was recently published that the creators of Donkey Kong, they wanted to make this one the biggest and most epic Donkey Kong they've ever made. I hope it's an open world Donkey Kong. I really do. I was in love with Bowser's Fury, and Bowser's Fury set the bar for Mario and for what it can do. The open world concept is one that I truly loved. I mean, I fell in love with it with Breath of the Wild. They brought it over to Bowser's Fury. And let me know if you agree. Bowser's Fury deserves its own sequel. I think Bowser's Fury deserves its own sequel, and I hope that they're making an open world concept for Donkey Kong as well. That's going to be awesome. So 2011 for E3, we have the Wii U. There you go. The Wii U is basically like the upgraded version of the Wii, just like the Nintendo Switch Pro will be to the Nintendo Switch. So the Wii U was announced at E3 on 2011, along with Luigi's Mansion 2, Mario Kart 7, and The Legend of Zelda's 25th anniversary. That's another thing that could be announced at E3. The Legend of Zelda's 35th anniversary can also be a part of E3 this year, together with Pokemon's 25th anniversary as well. That's another thing we can have. We might have an anniversary presentation for E3, which could be very possible since the last time they had the anniversary announcement was for The Legend of Zelda 10 years ago. Okay, 10 years ago, The Legend of Zelda's 25th anniversary was announced at E3, and we might see that again this year. Let's go ahead and proceed to 2012. We got Nintendo Land, we got Zombie U, we got Pikmin 3, and we got Wii Fit U. Okay, so let's go to the next one. And let's go here. We got my favorite game at the 2013. One of my favorite games, Super Mario 3D World. I love that game. The Legend of Zelda, A Link Between Worlds. This is another game they need to bring to the Nintendo Switch. Donkey Kong Country, Tropical Freeze. We got Mario Kart 8, Super Smash Bros. For Wii, and Nintendo 3DS. This is the Super Smash Bros. That has been breaking records right now, still on top of the charts. Right above Animal Crossing, and yeah, they expect Animal Crossings to go above that one pretty soon. But this is where it came to be, 2013 Nintendo E3. Let's go over to Nintendo at 2014 E3. Super Smash Bros. Wii U and 3DS. Again here and again here. So I guess they announced it here, and they announced it here again. That's weird. We got Super Smash Bros. For the E3 here, and then I guess they hadn't released it. I have to go take a look at this because I have to go back and take a look at this because we have two same announcements here. We got Splatoon. Splatoon made its debut in 2014 at E3. We got The Legend of Zelda for Wii U. And we have an amiibo, I guess amiibo. Or amiibo itself. Like amiibo came to be. The first amiibos came to be at E3 2014. Let's keep going to Nintendo at E3 2015. And here we have Star Fox Zero, Super Mario Maker. We have amiibo. We have The Legend of Zelda, The Forces Heroes. Triforce Heroes, sorry. That's another one that I wish they would bring to the Nintendo Switch. I love Triforce Heroes. This is amazing, you know? We got here, let's go back to, well, not back to, I'm more like forward to. Nintendo at E3 2016, where The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild came to be. That amazing game that changed the landscape of all games put together, and now every game is trying to follow The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild's footstep with its open world like crazy. I know there's been open worlds before, but The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild just broke the mold, and it was truly amazing and incredible. We also got Pokemon Sun and Moon, which I think will have remakes soon. We got Monster Hunter Generations, and I think this is the last one for E3. I don't see. Okay, there's more here. I guess there's more here. So Nintendo E3 2017, we got Super Mario Odyssey. Super Mario Odyssey for Nintendo E3 2017. And then we have ARMS, Splatoon 2, and Metroid Prime 4. Metroid Prime 4 was announced in 2017, and we're still waiting for it in 2021. Okay. Let's go to the next screen, and I hope we can find more. Okay, major announcements. Topic games, Killer Instinct, we got that already. Alright, so I guess that's all they have here for future E3s and Nintendo. We got all the way back to 2017, which we know that's when the Nintendo Switch was announced. And then we had Mario Odyssey with the Nintendo Switch. So I'm guessing, let's see here. Let's go back over here. All right, let's go back over here. And to the end. Yeah, 2017, that's when Super Mario Odyssey was announced. Yep, and that's it. They should have more here. Because we had a 18, 19, 20. Wait, not 20. We skipped 20, and now we're in 21. But this just tells us that there were a lot of major games that were announced. Not games, but consoles that were announced at E3. Nintendo has announced consoles and console revisions, like the Wii and Wii U were both announced on Nintendo E3, which is super cool and super amazing. So yeah, guys, tell me what you guys think in the comments. This is a short live. I wanted to go live earlier. I'm sorry I didn't catch you guys earlier. I'm still live now. But yeah, this is a live just to take a look back at previous E3s and what Nintendo has done in past E3s, so that we can determine what they can do in this Nintendo E3. Right now, my predictions for this E3, I'm gonna go ahead and say that Nintendo is gonna announce Breath of the Wild 2. They're gonna basically just give us a longer trailer because we know that's basically right now that's the most anticipated game on the Nintendo side, Breath of the Wild 2. So they are gonna give us a longer trailer and possibly give us a time frame for which it's gonna be released. Maybe not a certain date, but maybe say 2021, 2022, the spring 2022, or something like in that sort. We have Donkey Kong, which I hope gets an open world concept. It's an awesome game. We also have Skyward Sword, which is being released the following month, so it might get a mention. Maybe more amiibos coming up. So you guys tell me what you guys are expecting for on the E3 for Nintendo this year. It's gonna be an amazing one. I think it's gonna be a big one just because this is like I feel it's more like a statement E3. Last year we couldn't have that E3, and this year it's like they're putting so much passion into that convention this year. Everybody's just joining forces to give us one of the best E3s we've ever had, and just because we're over the hump, we're kind of overcoming everything that happened last year, and hopefully next year we have a live E3 in person, and I hope to be there to experience my first E3. But yeah, I'm looking forward to what Nintendo is offering this year on E3, and you guys let me know in the comments what you guys think about the possibility of Nintendo announcing the Nintendo Switch Pro on E3 this year. Okay, so that was the reason for this live. I wanted to go back in time and look at previous E3s to determine what Nintendo could do in future E3s, like for example the one coming up within a few weeks now. All right, so guys, thank you much for stopping by. Those who are watching this live, thank you for stopping by, and sorry for the late live. I was supposed to be here a little earlier. Next time I will be here a little earlier. Let me see here. So yeah, let me go ahead and give out some shout outs before everything. Let's see here. Who is live? We have Hyung Nim. Shout out to Ayrton. Let's see here. And yeah, baby, hi, yo, amazing people is here. That's an awesome name, by the way. We got Jonathan Owen as well in the live. And thank you guys. We got David. Is it David Haney? Thank you for joining the live stream. And hopefully we get to see a crazy E3 for Nintendo Switch and the Nintendo Switch Pro and the games that are going to be announced. I know we might have that 35th anniversary of Zelda, like we just saw that. The last anniversary of Zelda, the 25th, was held at E3. So we might see that again this year. You know, Zelda is a huge franchise for Nintendo, and we might see that again this year. You know, so I'm hoping that Nintendo does give us that 35th anniversary of The Legend of Zelda this year for E3, which could be a possibility, along with the Nintendo Switch Pro mention, or you know. So what do you guys think for, and let me know what you guys think will be in E3, and I hope all these games that we spoke about, these predictions that we spoke about, are coming out in E3. And I'm just looking forward to it. I'll be here, hopefully doing a live here with you guys, hanging out and just watching it together. We'll have a watch party. I'll do some giveaways, and we'll just have fun, you know. Nintendo's an amazing company. It's a family company. We appreciate everything they do for us. Yeah, sometimes they make mistakes, but guess what? They learn and they get back up and they produce amazing games that you and I love together. And I'm looking so much forward to Nintendo E3. So what do you guys think? We got Breath of the Wild that might have a longer trailer at E3. We have the 35th anniversary of Zelda, which had the 25th in a previous E3. And we might have the Nintendo Switch Pro announced this E3 with a November release, which it will be something super crazy awesome. It's gonna be one to remember, guys. It's gonna be one to remember, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be so much fun. We're gonna be here hanging out, so mark your calendars here at Nintendo Academy. We're gonna have a live watch party. We're gonna have some giveaways. Get your popcorn, your drinks. Let's watch this E3 all together, and let's have some fun together and let's enjoy these announcements. So yeah, thank you for coming here and to this live. You guys mean the world to me, and I appreciate your time. And we'll see you in the next video. And I'm just looking forward to what E3 has in store, and Nintendo has in store for us too.